Good morning, viewers, and of course, welcome to Leadership Podcast Studio. This beautiful Saturday morning, my name is Bode Gbadebo. Today, we shall be having a special interview with the Senior Special Assistant to the FCT Minister on Public Communication and New Media, Mr. Lere Olayinka. We shall be discussing developments within the Federal Capital Territory. Welcome to Leadership Podcast Studio, Mr. Olayinka.
Good morning. Good morning.
I know you are not new to Abuja again.
I've not been new to Abuja. At least I've been here for some time too now.
Yeah, you have been
like
living
2, 3, 4, 5 years
a
now.
low-key life in Abuja. Now you are now a face of Abuja.
I'm still living a low-key life. Those who know me know that I love to just maintain my territory, live my life. Sometimes stay alone in my house, don't go out.
But now you can't do that. You are the face of Abuja now.
No, I'm not the face of Abuja. The president is the face of Abuja.
Okay.
The minister is designated as minister of to be the face of Abuja.
Well, you
Some
also
of us are just
lieutenant.
I call myself proudly a boy.
Well, I think there should be another meaning for boy, different from the common meaning,
Is it you can
which will aptly describe your role.
What most people don't understand is the moment you are answerable to somebody, you are working with somebody, it sends you, it tells you go and do this. You are not more than a messenger. A messenger can now be at different levels. But as I am, I'm a messenger because as I am here now, if I'm leaving this place and the minister calls that come to this place, no. I'll go there. Oh, go to this place. What is that? They send you message now. They give you assignment.
Yeah,
so
you have to carry
So
it
you
out.
are more or less a messenger. So I run with that reality. So that because I don't carry myself like Oga anywhere because all of us have responsibility.
Exactly.
And all of us are Oga in our own right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Gate man is GM.
Yeah, in his own territory.
His territory is GM. Gate man. General manager too is GM.
Exactly.
Everybody is GM in his own.
All right, Mr. Laika, away from that, on a lighter note, now let's delve into the real issues of the day. Now, over a year now, your principal, His Excellency Yeson Wike, has been in the saddle of the Federal Capital Territory Administration as the Minister of the FCT. So far, can we say so good as well?
Well, if I'm the one saying this, it will be subjective.
Okay.
I won't be, but I believe that the people, the public, should be in the best position to judge, and the way to judge is to see things physically. In my place, they say they don't tell a physically challenged person or visually challenged person that market has ended, because they to get to a time that it will no longer hear noise.
The noise will not be there.
So if you go out in Abuja, you can see by yourself. There are areas in Abuja that if you have not visited this year, when you go there now, you are likely to ask yourself, am I still at the right place? Am I at the right place? There was a time I was driving to Asokoro, and I was driving with somebody to Asokoro. I just drove from that road leading to the entrance of one of the gate of Villa, that's straight to Asokoro, and I just went straight. And the person in the car said, this is, where are you going to? He asked, where are you going to? I said, we are going to Asokoro. He said, but you are not, this road is not like Asokoro road. I said, no, there is now a bridge that you just drive, instead of going round
the roundabout, you just go.
So they finished that bridge. I said, yes, they finished it. And that I'm talking about a former governor now. So, and that is what is happening almost every area. I told a journalist friend 2 days ago that one of the roads being constructed in Kwali local government, that is one of the roads in the satellite town. He said the two roads combined is about 37 kilometers. It was like, how? 37 kilometers road that is being constructed. Everywhere, Pai, Guabalada, everywhere, Buari, there is even more work going on in the satellite towns now.
So Wike is opening up Abuja.
More road construction. And
Okay.
its idea is when you do the satellite town in a way that it is comfortable for people to live, people can live in.
It will decongest the city center.
You decongest the city center, and you also find that the reality is also that most these satellite towns, they have more people occupying satellite town in Abuja than the main than the central area.
Exactly.
Because it is the central area that they have one or two people living in 2-bedroom flats. In those areas, you can't find things like that. So they have more people. So they need more development. And that is what the minister is doing as directed by the president. That's what he's doing. So there is work going on everywhere. In the last 2 weeks, I think 6 roads were flagged off. 6 roads, major roads were flagged off. Roads of not just 1 kilometer, not just important roads were flagged off. I've been with him live for like a little above 1 month. The second week that I was there, we went on inspection of projects, and we inspected like 14 road projects.
14.
Yes. Some of them will be commissioned, are being for commissioning next year, in the next 2-3 months. There are some that will be commissioned in the next 6 months. There are some that will be commissioned in the next 1 year. So in the next 2-3 months, we are going to see commissioning of projects everywhere in Abuja. It is what the eyes can see.
So Abuja will be starting the new year 2025 with commissioning of projects. Yes. But beyond infrastructural development, which you just mentioned, I know one thing that can be, or let me say it this way, the opening up of Abuja from all angles is for socio-economic development. Okay. But one thing can be a threat to socio-economic development. That is insecurity. So if Abuja is okay under Wike regarding infrastructure, is Abuja secure under Wike?
You see, you agree with me that the situation that Abuja was this time last year is not the situation now.
Exactly.
This time last year, we had an Abuja where bandits were entering people's houses and carrying people.
One chance operators.
When last did this newspaper publish story of 20 people are being kidnapped somewhere in Abuja? When last? It is no longer happening. Though you cannot rule out some pocket of incident here and there, especially the one chance that you are talking about. So, but it is gradual. Yesterday there was a security meeting, and it was centered around making Abuja safe during this festive period.
Okay.
A lot of things you are going to you begin to see from today, tomorrow. Patrol and all that. Last week Thursday, 50 brand new vehicles were distributed to security agencies, fully fitted with communication gadgets, security equipment. And 4 months ago, 50 brand new vehicles were also donated by the FCTA administration, by the FCTA administration to security. That meaning that in the last 4 months, we've had 100 brand new vehicles, brand new now,
to boost security operations.
To boost security operations, to boost their moving around and all that. So like I said, you cannot eradicate insecurity completely. Even in the Sena climes that we used to say, we still see people,
pockets of
yes. We still see students killing fellow students and all that. We still see stuff like that. In Germany yesterday, somebody drove his vehicle into the market and killed
the Christmas market.
A lot of people. So there will still be small situations like that. But by and large, you and I can agree that the situation in terms of security has improved tremendously.
All right, if security has improved, other things should also improve. And I want to talk about land administration. This is one issue that has dominated the media in the last few days, land administration. I don't know what your processes are, but then there are issues. You publish list of people who are owing CFO fees, and later you announce revocation of certain land because of their failure to pay. And now yesterday again you issue another statement saying the minister has, issued a fresh ultimatum of 2 weeks for people to pay up. But then there are issues. Some people say, oh, I've paid you. Why do you have my name on that list? An example is the Speaker of the House of Reps, Tajuddin Abbas, who said he has paid his money, and he was shocked to discover that his money was on the list of the debtors. And again, the President Muhammadu Buhari also said, yes, I didn't own that land, I don't own any land in Abuja, but it belonged to a foundation in my name, and you came with a bill that is higher, and at a point there. So what is the purpose of land administration?
As a journalist and editor that you are, if you see something Buhari's foundation, when you are going to cast your headline,
of course, belong to Buhari.
It is Buhari.
Of course.
What is in journalism? What is the difference between Buhari's foundation
and the foundation
and
itself?
Buhari himself?
He is the patron.
He is the patron.
Exactly.
At least nobody can set up a foundation without his consent. So he knew about the foundation. It is in the body of the story that you now indicate that this is in what was published. It was indicated Buhari's foundation. It was Muhammadu Buhari's foundation. It was not stated that the land belonged to him in person. But normal thing for journalists to do would be to cast their headline using the name Buhari.
Of course, that's
and
right.
whoever any journalist that does that is right.
Of course,
right.
Of course.
Then we have the issue of outrageous bill. The bill was high. When I want to sell my property, it is me that know how much I want to sell. You're not the one that will come and tell me this is how much I should sell. It is government land, and government
fixing your fees.
Government is the one that will fix his fees. And if you are not cool with the fees, you
forfeit.
You leave it.
So that's what happened in regards to the Buhari Foundation.
Probably that's the reason they did not also pay.
But what about the Speaker of the House of Reps who said he paid?
Well, you see, in situation like this too, when you are trying to resolve a lot of issues, there will be pocket of mix up,
yeah,
and all that.
Yeah.
Then don't also forget that advert was published 2 days ago. It was published in the morning.
Exactly.
As at the time the name was compiled, let me say you have compiled names now to be published tomorrow. So because the payment is online, some people could have paid between this morning and evening.
Yeah, okay.
Or when you even say that, okay, let's say you conclude the list by the close of work,
yeah,
by 3-4 p.m. because that's the best you can do. What of the people that will now pay between 4 and 5?
Yeah.
You understand? That is why it was said that even with this advert, if you are, the fact it is the day it was published, meaning that those of you who paid, those of you like advert is coming out tomorrow, and you are saying it takes effect from tomorrow, meaning that those who pay today, even after the list has been compiled, will not be affected.
Of course.
If your document is today that you pay today, and that was also the reason the minister also decided to give two weeks extra now.
Okay.
You see, the idea is not to.
So that's in fairness to all parties.
The idea is because this name that you are talking about was published October 5.
Yeah.
I think 3,270 something.
Yeah, the leadership newspaper also carried those names.
Published.
Yes.
Out of the list that was published, I think 2,511 people paid on record paid, leaving 762 or something. So if out of 3,000 plus, 2,500 plus paid, responded and complied, it means that the idea is working. It is having effect because the idea is not to make people to lose their land. It is to get people to pay. And if you look at the mentality of Nigerians, when you give ultimatum to Nigeria now, you must pay your let's say the government decides to say for security reasons, vehicles, commercial vehicles has to be painted this color and all that, and you give 2 months for that to be done or 3 months. you find out that within the first 1 month, nobody would comply. Second month, nobody will comply. Until you now say that if you don't do it by next week, you will not be able to work.
That's when people
will now begin to rush. Because something was published October 5. That is like 2 months ago.
Exactly.
You have and most of these people, like 90% of these people affected, are not people like me. They're not people like you. They're not people who cannot just do like this in their pocket and bring out 20 million.
Rich Nigerians.
They are rich Nigerians. So, but the truth of the matter is that we take Nigeria, all of us, we are all guilty of this. Government is not government. Don't worry, they will not do anything. But unfortunately, you now have an FCT minister is on weekend that is doing something. And that is why you are hearing all this kind of noise. Because nothing was being done before.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. There was a minister for the last 8 years under Muhammadu Buhari. So they were not interested in getting the right thing done and getting the right revenue for the government for 8 years.
Well, I'm not.
Or how did we get to this?
I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
In the sense that everybody comes to office with his own mindset.
Okay.
You come to the office with what you want to do. I come with what I want to do.
Okay.
The person who was minister 8 years for 8 years was there, and he did what he conceived the idea
as the best for him,
the best for him,
or for the country,
for the FCT. So this person is here. He has his own different agenda, and he's pursuing it. You understand? So, and the way to you are running an FCT with where you need money. You need money to run government.
Yeah.
But people have this mindset mentality that why should I pay? Why should I pay?
Of course, they must pay.
You get land allocation. You know that the moment you get the allocation, there are payments you must
Of
make.
course.
1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, sometimes 5 years. I had a friend that called me like last week, and he said he got one allocation like 7 years ago, and know this and that, and
he just remembered.
He wants to know. I said, did you pay? He said he has not paid anything. You better go and check your papers. So go and check if the land is still available. The land, if it was like 7 years ago, the land could still be available depending on the area. But in the next 1 year, with the way this government is going, the land might not be available because government land is not a land that you collect, that you take and keep as inheritance. You just collect government land that you are keeping for your children to come and inherit. You get government allocation of land for a purpose to be developed. In the letter that will be given to you, you have a number of period for you to develop. If you don't develop, you forfeit.
All right, Mr. Olayinka, because of our time, now still talking about land administration in FCT. I know you are barely a month in your new role as a spokesperson of the FCT minister, but I believe you can still, offer some explanation as to the workings of the Ministry of the FCT. Now, how transparent is land administration in Abuja? I'm talking in relation to Abuja Geographic Information System.
You see,
how transparent?
You see, the problem is government institutions work, but people are always there to cut corners, to circumvent the system. For instance, the Abuja Geographic Information System that you mentioned, that office has, before, there were land categorized as area council land.
Yes, the FCT.
FCT.
Yes.
But now that has been abolished.
Okay.
All land is now vested in the FCT.
Okay.
Because most of the lands where you have issues are lands allocated by area council. That is the land where you have somebody, so 2-3 people claiming ownership of one land.
Because due process was never done.
Because due process was never done. But if you want land now, or you want any transaction on land, go to AGs. Pay the official. I think to search is 10,000 naira. To do search, I think you pay 10,000 naira. So if you pay 10,000 naira, when they search for you, they will print out official document. If it is a land in Mabushi, for instance, you see the master plan, you see everything, you see where the land is located, and you know that the paper you are holding is
It's authentic
official.
or not.
But most of our people, instead of going to pay that 10,000, they will call somebody, one staff of the one
Area council.
area, somebody in the area, go and do this thing for me. That person will bring something, information that you don't know, that you are not. But if you are the one that is there, they print it out on your presence. You cannot. So what we are saying is, people should endeavor to do what is right. Look at the issue of CFO now. They are saying the reason a lot of people will not want to pay before will be when the one that has paid have not collected their CFO. But that has changed. You can, if you pay for your CFO now, you can get it in 2 weeks. Max, in 2 weeks, you get it. In the last 1 week plus, I'm aware that the minister has signed over 1,500 CFO. And
in one fell swoop.
In one fell swoop. And sometimes too, another problem is when you get the CFO to get the information uploaded on their portal, so that anywhere you are, you can check, and you have you check when you check the system at Ages, you see information on the CFO, you see a copy of the CFO, you see that this CFO has been collected, you know when it was collected, you know the person collected it. Before, you don't get that done. Sometimes 2, 3, 4 months not done. But now, within 3 days, when you go there and collect your CFO, within 3 days it will reflect on the system.
All right. We're almost going to the end. Now, there are also talks about demolitions. And the Minister of FCT, Yeson Wike, is also in the news for demolitions. People say, oh, some of these demolitions were politically motivated. And some say, oh, they were in line with the law. But I want to ask you, do you do due diligence? Do you give people enough notice? And do you tell people the real reason why their properties are being demolished? Or you just do this because you have state powers?
You see, there are 2 forms of demolition. Like this place now. Let me, for instance, if you don't have legal ownership of this place, you have house on it. You have house on it, so buildings on it. But you don't have legal ownership of this place.
Of the land.
Of the land. It does not reflect on the Ages system that the land has been allocated to anybody. So if I now go there and say I want to buy land, and they now allocate this place to me, because in their system, the place has not been allocated to anyone, and they now allocate it to me. I now get to this place and now see buildings. Whose duty is it to bring down this building? It is my duty, not government. Abi? That is one form of demolition. The second form of demolition is when you take when you just take government land, build structures on the land. Sometimes the land where you are building structure is for maybe there is drainage, underground drainage. You are building structure on it. Maybe where you are building structure is where there should be road. Maybe where you are building structure is a green area where there must not be structure at all. For instance, there is a story of a woman that one lawyer like that, I don't like to mention his name, was taken everywhere, doing interview and all that, doing whatever.
Okay, you're talking about Deji Adeyanju.
Well, I did not mention his name because
of course I can mention his name, right?
Because
Barrister Deji Adeyanju.
Because me as a person, I don't see that kind of individual as a real lawyer in my own.
No, that's not true.
I've not said he's not a lawyer.
Okay.
But I'm not seeing him as because real lawyer practice law in court. They don't practice on social media. They do their practice. And I saw that video. The woman said by herself, this land was allocated to me to build park and recreation. I built church and a school on the land.
That was a violation.
The woman said it by herself. Oh. This person that you call a lawyer was seated beside the woman. If you are a lawyer like that, what will you do in that case? Will you still go and be pursuing the case? You will tell the woman now that this your case is bad. Oh.
But I think every aggrieved person has a legal right or has a right to legal representation.
Every aggrieved person.
Yes.
Every aggrieved person.
Yes.
But should you be aggrieved when government gave you land to do park and recreation and you now
converted to another
and church? Because on the allocation letter given to you, it will be stated that
This is the purpose.
this is the purpose, and if you contravene this purpose, you automatically lose this allocation. And you accepted the letter, and you signed to accept.
Now, why can't you give a second chance? For example, you discover a violation. Now you tell the person, the defaulter, you have violated terms of your allocation. Revert immediately. Or
do you know that most of these people will have been notified? It is a racket now. Is it not somebody that will go and tell him? Do you know how many times those people have been compromising government official to exist? People will go there now, if they will do small thing now, they will go back. It is because things like that are no longer allowed. There are areas that will say this place is for residential. People will build commercial structures there.
all right, Mr. Olayinka, but there are other allegations that after demolitions.
Then look at, let me give you an example too. There's a place in Uye, they call it Ruga Settlement or something.
Okay.
I went there with the minister. That land, there is that land, you see cashew trees on the land and all that. People build shanties. They use plank to build and now use tarpaulin to cover.
Yeah. They're just squatters.
It's squatters, that to me. And when the other place was cleared, the noise was that he has demolished our houses.
Poor people's homes.
Poor people's homes. Why will you? Number one, who gave you the authority to stay on that land? And beside that land was an estate, fenced, such that if you are living in that estate and it is late, you will be praying to God for you to just enter your estate and they close the gate, because people living in that place are people nobody can account for. And next to that place was a rail line. It's a rail line, rather. It's a rail line. So you have a rail line close to where more than 10,000 people are living.
But there's a security risk.
Security risk. And the man went there, cleared the place. And when I went there with the man, the people there said that was the 22nd time. 22 times government has been there to clear the place.
And they return back.
They will return back.
So it means even the government itself will go and clear the place, but the government is not ready to do anything meaningful.
Or even
then people have to come back.
To even ensure that. And the people said that we have seen that this person no be play. That we are begging that, Oga, what we are asking for is find somewhere
alternative.
To relocate us.
Okay.
And the minister said, no problem. Bring 5 people from your side.
Okay, to discuss.
And
okay.
that thing is
so
going on.
I think that's governance with human face.
That's going on.
That's governance with human face.
So, but those people doing videos up and down, they doing content on social media and using people to do content. They will not see that one and say that, okay, government is making effort to relocate them. Because number one, where they're supposed to be there, it is just like where we are now. And you now have a shanty of like 5,000 people living beside you. Will you feel safe walking here?
All right, Mr. Olayinka. So, like I was going to say earlier, there are also allegations that most of these demolitions, after you carry out demolitions, the Honorable Minister is using his power to reallocate the land to his friends and cronies. Have you gotten a land in the last 1 month since we are appointed as a spokesperson to the minister?
If I get a land, I will collect and I'll make necessary payment. Because I am in Nigeria, I'm entitled.
But is it right for the Honorable Minister to demolish people's property, reallocate the land to friends and cronies?
Let me tell you one thing. When you say demolish people's property, whose property? The case that is recent is the one of this Rita Lere.
Yes, I remember.
Rita Lere.
Yes.
Here is a land that was allocated to you to be used as temporary site office as a contractor. We were told that, the owner of the place was a military officer, he served Nigeria, he served Kinecon, he fought wars and all that. Is that how the country will pay him back? And the question is, what did he get there as a military officer? Hey, the woman was on TV, was crying that her husband was among those who developed Abuja. Did he develop Abuja on credit of He was a contractor. He got contract. He got government contract. He was paid. And he was not the only contractor. Other people were there. They gave them spots. Okay, use this place while you are doing your job, so that you can use as your office and your staff can stay. And that's the reason that place is called life camp. It was camp for construction workers.
I understand. So it's temporary.
It's temporary.
It's just for you to mobilize equipment and work and leave.
That was the land they got. And they choose to build permanent structure on the land, and now they rented it out, and they have been collecting rent for close to 40 years. If you have been collecting rent on the land, a 2.2, it used to be 2.5 hectares, now 2.2 hectares, and you now have opportunity of regularizing, of getting the land permanently. You got a letter from the government say, okay, we allocate this land to you permanently. Pay everything running to like 67 million. Are you telling me that even from the tenant living in that place, they cannot raise 67 million? They choose to relax for 20 months. They did not do anything on that offer. So, and if I offer you my house, you are looking for accommodation, I offer you my house to come and pay. 1 month, 2 months, you did not pay. If I now see somebody that is willing to pay, I will not collect money.
All right, because of time, we need to wind down now. Lastly, Mr. Olayinka, the Minister of the FCT, your principal, is also in the eye of the storm regarding what we just finished discussing, land administration, also politics. You know, I know there have been back and forth about the Aide, a member of the House of Representatives, Ikenga Imo Gochinyere. Then back at home, the governor, Siminalayi Fubara. All these battles, won't they distract him?
He cannot be
from working as FCT minister.
When you have people, there are levels. You mentioned the Aide, you mentioned one
whom you describe as political hush puppy. I don't know how you arrive at that.
Listen, people what they are looking for, they are hustlers. They want to make noise, abuse you, so that you can call them.
Is it correct to say the Aide is an hustler?
That is.
Is it correct to say Ikenga? I know they are young men. Ikenga.
I know the Aide very well.
Okay.
Listen to
Ikenga.
Me. When you
Ugochinyere, a member of House of Reps, is a young man. Is he a hustler?
That is why when you want to use terms, they say activist. The Aide was a member of PDP.
Yes.
He wanted to be Deputy National Publicity Secretary. When I wanted to be National Publicity Secretary, he came to me to beg that I should talk to governor because I was candidate of the governor at that time, 2016. He came to me to talk to the governor, to talk to Fayose, so that he can be my deputy.
Okay.
I know what he told me.
That was a legitimate political aspiration.
What I'm saying is that if he had gotten that later, when our position was now zoned to the North Central,
okay, he
now wanted to be National Public Secretary. If he had gotten that position, he would have been a politician, because he was a politician, Abi.
Yes.
So how can you now transform from being a politician 3 or 4 years ago to an activist this year?
Is that not possible?
It is not possible now. You can only do that if what you were looking for in politics you did not get. And now you have moved to another activism to look for something else. So then you have an Ugochinyere who is in the House of Rep and telling us that he is the spokesperson of opposition lawmakers.
Coalition, yeah.
As a journalist, there are two levels in the legislative house: majority and the minority. The majority leader in the House of Rep is Professor Julius Nyobariabi.
Yeah.
Minority leader is Honorable Chinda.
Yes.
Where does spokesperson of opposition lawmakers? Which one?
So the coalition now.
What is coalition now?
All the parties, all the minority parties.
How can you be? You have a minority leader. You have deputy minority leader. You have minority whip and deputy minority whip. So which one are you?
It may be just a pressure group.
You cannot be a pressure group in the house that has structured. The house rule permits structures. Which house rule permits
but
opposition lawmakers?
Can all of them?
Then who are those?
Can all of them be wrong?
Who?
Ikenga, Imo Ugochinyere, Ikenga, Siminalayi Fubara. Can all of them be wrong? And the minister of FCT, Wike, is right.
Siminalayi Fubara. Let me.
People went, even last year, you went to Port Harcourt to even stage a bad day to show
now,
your strength.
Yes, it's not to show strength. It's political association to organize birthday for him. So he has no right
without inviting the chief security officer of the state.
So if you go to Ekiti now to do wedding, you invite the governor.
Because I'm an ordinary Nigerian. I'm an ordinary Nigerian.
No. So because Wike is a minister now, if he's going to Oyo, he must invite the governor.
But we tell the governor.
If the
you even drag the Senate president to Port Harcourt.
Then who is telling you that he did not tell the governor?
He will not tell the governor, and the governor will not be present.
Who is telling you that he did not?
He will not tell the governor, and the governor will not be present.
The governor choose not to be present now. That is
But
his
answer my question. All these battles.
The issue is the moment.
Don't you think they can weigh down the minister?
It's not being weighed down now. The man has told Nigerians that he know they hear, he know they listen to all those noise. Because see, in Yoruba land we say, "Aye o jẹ gbádùn, o better jẹnita aye ti gbàgbé." People must, in this game politics, people must talk about you. And the only reason people will be talking about you is either you are doing something bad or you are doing something good. But people must be talking about you. If they are no longer talking about you, it's because you are no longer in the business of politics. They are talking about Wike because it's relevant. Because he's doing what he should do. Because I'm not sure there is a day in this country now there will not be name of Wike in the media.
I say so. It's always in the news.
It's always in the news.
In the eye of the storm.
It's always in the news now, and that is the game. Be talking about him so that because he remains relevant. But
probably that's one of the reasons.
But there are people,
he's one of the leadership awardee for 2024.
There are people that will talk about him that he just that's why when you say Ogoshinyere. No people now, what's like now, boy, now, what's poppy now?
A member of House of Representatives.
What is a member of House of Representatives, and what was he doing before? Students, all this doing youth movement, doing.
No, we're talking about now. A member of the highest parliamentary body.
You that I know now, you are a media person. I am a media person. If you see anybody that is doing human rights, if you see 100 of them doing human rights, 90 are doing human rights and beans, and I'm saying
all
it
right.
here.
Thank you so much for
That's
your
what
time.
they do now.
Thank you so much.
Human rights and beans that they do, they look for what to eat and everybody. That is what Ugochire is doing.
What time shall tell?
And in the rivers, he's collecting alawi now from the rivers.
No, there is no evidence of that.
Ugochire is a member of.
I just told you didn't invite the governor to your birthday. You say I should prove it.
Ugochire is a member of Action People's Party.
I'm not aware. He's a member of the PDP in the House of Reps.
He was Action People's Party member. Up to now, he was the one who gave Rivers State Governor the platform of Action People APP for his candidate to contest as local government election.
I'm not aware.
So is that one? Is it for free?
I'm not aware.
So
many thanks to you.
We know what he's doing.
Mr. Lere Olayinka. Viewers, that was about the size of our show this morning. Many thanks to Mr. Lere Olayinka, the Senior Special Assistant to the FCT Minister on Public Communications and New Media. We hope whenever we also ask you to
we own this place together now.
Anytime
you call me, even if I have to come and sleep here, I'm here.
Okay.
This is my constituency. I'm a journalist. I've been here for like more than 25 years. So
yeah.
Anytime you call me, I'm here.
Yeah. Thank you very much, viewers, for spending your time with us. My name remains Bode Gbadebo. It's bye from here.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.